All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're digging into a tool that's really shaking things up in the JavaScript world. It's not just about making things faster, it's about completely rethinking how we build our apps. It's called Bun, and it poses a really simple but powerful question. What if you could throw out your entire JS toolchain and replace it with just one single command? Now, to really get what Bun is all about, we got to take a step back and look at the world it's jumping into. Modern JavaScript development is amazing. It's super powerful, but let's be real. Sometimes it feels like you're building a whole new toolbox from scratch for every single project you start, right? Okay, so first things first, you need a runtime. That's the engine that actually lets your code do its thing outside of a web browser. And for, wow, more than a decade now, the undisputed champ, the king of the hill, has been Node.js. But just having a runtime isn't enough, is it? Nope. You've got all these open source libraries you want to use, your dependencies. So you have to grab another tool for the toolbox, a package manager. You know the ones, npm or maybe Yarn. And then what happens when you're ready to actually ship your code to production? Welp, time to add another layer. You need a bundler, something like Webpack or ESBuild, just to get everything packaged up nice and neat. And of course, you can't forget testing. To make sure nothing breaks, you bolt on one more piece, a test runner. Like Jest. And all of a sudden, your simple little project has turned into this, Frankenstein's monster of 4 different tools. And each one has its own configuration file, its own set of commands, its own headaches. This whole fragmented system, it's like a hidden tax on our productivity as developers. I mean, sure, it works. We've made it work for years. But it really makes you stop and ask, seriously, is this the best we can do? Is there a better way? Well, it turns out that's the exact question the creators of Bun were asking. And their answer? A big, loud no. It's not the best we can do. They believe there is a much better way. And it's all built around this idea of radical simplification. So what exactly is Bun? Well, the official definition calls it an all-in-one toolkit that ships as a single executable. Now, the 2 phrases you really got to focus on there are all-in-one and single executable. We're talking no more juggling a bunch of different tools. But here's where it gets really bold, okay? The biggest part of their promise is that Bun is designed to be a drop-in replacement for Node.js. Think about that. The idea is you can take your existing projects, run them with Bun, often without changing a single line of code, and boom, you get this huge performance boost basically for free. So yeah, if you think of Node.js and all its buddies as this big toolbox full of separate, specialized tools, then Bun is like the Swiss Army knife. You've got your blade, your screwdriver, your bottle opener, everything you need all packed into one single handy tool. And this right here, this really shows you the difference. Plain and simple. On the one side, you've got the old way. Node.js, NPM, Webpack, Jest, this puzzle of separate things you have to piece together and keep working. And on the other, the Bun way. It's just Bun. In the end, it all just comes down to this one simple number. 1. One tool to install, one set of commands to learn, one single system that's designed from the ground up to just work. Okay, so making our lives as developers simpler is a huge win, for sure. But the thing about Bun that really makes everyone's jaw drop, it's the speed. We're talking raw, unapologetic speed. So yeah, let's talk performance. So how in the world is it so fast? Well, it all starts deep down at the foundation. See, Node.js is built with C++ and runs on Google's V8 engine, the same one in Chrome. Bun takes a totally different approach. It's written in a newer, low-level language called Zig, and it uses JavaScript core. That's the super fast engine that powers Apple's Safari browser. And the result of that choice? It's kind of staggering. I mean, look at this. When you're talking about something as basic as just starting up a process, Bun isn't just a little bit faster. It's playing a completely different game. This isn't some small optimization. This is a massive leap forward. And that 4x faster isn't just some abstract number on a chart. Think about what that actually means for you. It means your scripts run in a blink. Your tests are done in a fraction of the time. That whole cycle of writing code, running it, seeing what happens, it just got way, way shorter. But here's the kicker. That insane runtime speed, that's just where it begins. The real magic of Bun is that it takes that same obsession with performance and applies it to everything else in your toolchain. Just think about this for a second.
That super fast runtime is just the starting point. Built right into it, you get a package manager that's ridiculously faster than NPM. You get a built-in bundler to replace Webpack. You get a super fast, just compatible test runner. And it's all integrated, all optimized to work together perfectly from day one.
And none of this happened by accident. Bun was built from the ground up with a really clear set of principles, and every single one is designed to fix a pain point we've all felt in modern web development.
It's all driven by this clear philosophy. Okay, number 1, speed. Start with making everything as fast as humanly possible. Then build in the stuff we all use today, like TypeScript and JSX, and make it work right out of the box, no config needed. Make sure it's compatible with everything, handle both new and old module systems. It even has web standard APIs like Fetch built right in. And maybe most important of all, always aim for that complete drop-in compatibility with the huge node.js ecosystem that's already out there.
So when you put all the pieces together, the incredible speed, the all-in-one design, all those modern features built right in, it really starts to feel like more than just another shiny new tool. It feels like it could be a real shift in how we think about building apps with JavaScript. And you know what? That's exactly the goal. The big picture for Bun isn't just to be a random collection of fast tools. The vision is for it to be a single, cohesive toolkit for all our infrastructure, the very foundation that we build everything else on. And that really brings us to the big final question. Bun is making a huge bet, a bet on integration over all that fragmentation we've gotten used to. It's asking, what if our most important tools weren't a bunch of separate parts we have to glue together, but one single unified system? Now, is this the future of web development? Honestly, who knows? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the conversation about what's even possible has completely changed.